Hey everyone, welcome to Radio Free Decipher. This is Kyle Hoyer.
And this is Evan Lorenz.
How is everybody today?
I'm sure they're doing fine. I think it's all right that I speak for all of them.
All right. Well, thank you on behalf of the community that listens to Radio Free Decipher.
They say you're welcome.
Awesome. So, what do we got on the show today?
We have, of course, we have the Lord of the Rings release happened this week, and lots of very cool release events that surrounded that, and we want to kind of talk about some of the fun things that we heard people doing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
We also have, at long last, approval on Holodeck Adventures. We received
Wait. Does that mean that we are actually going to have some cool stuff about Holodeck Adventures and some Trek stuff on today's show?
A little bit today. There will be more information in the not-too-distant future, but just this week, as a matter of fact, today, we received the approval on Holodeck Adventures from Paramount. So,
wow.
That will be rolling out onto the website within maybe the next week or two. It takes a little while to prepare all that stuff and get it rolling. So,
cool stuff.
You can watch for that.
Cool stuff. Excellent. All right.
So first up, the big release on Tuesday.
Yeah, we had all kinds of parties happen, and they're actually still going on, but they really kicked off Tuesday night, and lots of people were having all kinds of, get-togethers in their local stores and stuff like that.
We had one here at the office.
Yeah, it was really kind of fun, but it was really fun hearing the reports from all of these different events happening all over the place, and some of the very, very creative things that people were doing. I think one of the funniest was up in Minneapolis. There was an event where they had the Lord of the Ring toss.
Yeah, this just made me groan when I heard it, but it's actually pretty funny.
And it was cool because, you got 9 rings to toss onto these pegs, and if you got like 3 of them, then you won something. It was actually very funny and very creative. So, there were reports of places that had balloons all over the ceiling, and you popped the balloon, and inside there was something that you could win, and and cakes, and
there were places making like cookies look like Limbus. And
it was funny because people were going to like the OneRing.net and pulling down all their recipes for all these good Middle Earth foods, and they were making these things. So people had like Limbus cookies and whatever, all these funny different things. So very clever, very clever. And the game is getting a fantastic reception. I think pretty much universally anybody that's played the game has come back singing its praises.
We're actually hearing a lot of reports of many stores selling out of the product already.
As well as some distributors already selling out and having to get more.
So there may be a little period of time here where it's pretty hard to get your hands on some of it, but give it a little bit of time and the stores will be stocking it again.
That's right. So
let them know you want it.
That's right. And the tournaments are going to start kicking off soon.
Next weekend is the first officially sanctioned week of tournaments.
That's right.
With the Chase the Ring event.
Oh, man, those are going to be good. I want to go to a Chase the Ring event, man. That sounds really cool. I want that one ring, but I don't think I could win one. Dang it.
I'm sorry. Employees of Decipher and their families are not eligible. I don't know.
That's a tragedy. I don't know. Yeah. So, lots of Lord of the Rings stuff going on. If you have not had the opportunity to check it out, you really should. You'd be doing yourself a disservice by not checking it out. Even if it's just a starter deck or just learning from somebody else who has the cards, I think you would be very surprised and very happy that you took the opportunity to check it out. So, Well, good. All right, let's get into the Star Trek stuff.
All right. Well, normally we like to roll out with a picture, so I'm going to say up front that we're not really going to talk about any specific cards today because we want you to see it for yourself, and you will soon enough. Give it a little bit of time. But we will talk about some general information right now. One of the things that I happen to be proudest of, and it popped to my mind because it's sitting right in front of me, is the rule sheet is the shortest rule sheet ever for any Trek product ever.
It's literally like 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs.
The sheet, normally in the top of the boxes there's a fold-out sheet. This has no fold. It's just a sheet, and it's the size of the box top. So it's about...
And half of that is taken up by an image.
Yes. So there are actually 8 entries, and a great many of them are telling you things that most of you will probably already know. Things like that all the Voyager logo cards still work in all the Voyager environments. There is an entry about Nemesis icons. For those of you who are new to the Voyager environment, Nemesis icons have not changed, but they're going to be new to Voyager logo cards. So there's just a reminder of how those work for people who are playing for the first time.
Who would have a nemesis icon?
Yeah, we'll let people wonder about that little mystery.
I don't even know that one.
Yeah,
so.
well. What else can we talk about? As for the cards themselves, of course, holodeck material is featured very heavily in the set. No surprise there. There are thematic sorts of cards that allow you to play deck strategies centered around different holodeck stories, holodeck episodes from the shows. There's one that lets you play about Sherlock Holmes. There's one that lets you play Dixon Hill. You can play Captain Proton.
Oh, my favorite.
You can play Deadwood, the old ancient West town from Worf and Alexander's Little Hollow scenario. You can play Secret Agent Julian Bashir. So lots of themes there.
I gotta ask you, did my favorite card make it into the set?
Would that be Satan's Robot?
That would be Satan's Robot.
Satan's Robot is in.
Oh, that's so good.
There's your first guaranteed spoiler. Satan's Robot. Well, I guess it would be your second, because Joe Allred was on here about like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and said that Dixon Hill is cool. And Dixon Hill is cool. But Satan's Robot made the set. I'm very, very happy about that. It's actually one of several titles that are pretty tongue-in-cheek for this set. There are some goofy names for this set for card titles. What else am I looking at here? You probably now will be able to pull off a deck of nothing but holograms. People have tried to do that before, and it doesn't work too well at the moment because there's certain critical skills missing. Well, now there's a lot of patching of those skills, and there's also a big incident drawn from the events of the Voyager episode Flesh and Blood that really greases the skids for trying to do an all-hologram deck.
Cool.
So very good. You can pull that off.
Now, what kind of... do we have any filler cards in this set? Things that we've known about that were going to be coming for a long time that finally made it into a set?
Absolutely. One of the design goals we kind of had for the set was to sort of make it feel as though this really is the set that you might have got way back in '96 had we actually printed it then. Mm-hmm. So a number of the cards that you might have expected to see following Q Continuum are in this set. There are Q icon cards in the set, which is the first since The Trouble with Tribbles, I believe. There is an artifact in the set for people who've been missing artifacts for a couple of expansions now. You have a lot of long-awaited cards, of course, Minuet, Moriarty.
That's good.
The two-player game insert rules supplement, which promised that Barash icons would finally have a use come Holodeck Adventures. It wasn't lying. So
wow.
there is Barash icon material in there. And several other cards, we'll leave it to everybody to guess, that have been mentioned by name on earlier cards. They are getting printed in this set.
Now, Tim came on a Radio Free Decipher not too long ago as well and talked about his old Chula dilemmas. Did he follow through on that promise?
He sure did. There are, in fact, 2 Chula dilemmas going in this set. Tim made a little return to the design arena. He's been, as you said, he's been handling a lot of the approval issues and sort of been the information and organization coordinator for the entire TCG studio. But he put his design hat back on and provided 2 Chula dilemmas for the set.
How fun.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
One of them is very, very fun. I like them both, but one of them in particular I think is going to get to see play.
Cool.
What else?
And that looks like another clown dilemma, too.
There are 2 more clown dilemmas going in the set. That would basically be Evan's version of Chula. So there are 2 clown dilemmas going in this set. We've got... there are a number of cards in the set that are aimed at helping out some affiliations that obviously, because they weren't featured in Voyager, have not received a lot of help with the last 2 sets. So there are a lot of Cardassian-related cards, Ferengi-related cards, Bajoran-related cards, and Dominion-related cards. So fans of those affiliations that have been missing out for a little bit are going to get some good loving in this set.
There's another really big fun thing that we did with the set that I don't think we should quite spoil yet, but it's something that has never been done in a card game as far as I can tell.
Yeah, well, you'll get to see that when we start unveiling cards. So let me see if there's any other little tidbits I can throw your way. There are a number of characters in the set who, while not specifically promised by name on an earlier card, are people you might have expected would show up. And a number of those guys are going to be appearing in this set. There are more non-aligned personnel in this set by far than has ever been seen before. I think it's somewhere in the order of 40.
Do you think all the different affiliations are represented in this expansion?
I believe they are. I mean, even the Vidians get a personnel card. I think the Kazon get a personnel card. The emphasis is mostly on Alpha Quadrant affiliations, except for the Hirogen, who get a large number of cards because of the Flesh and Blood story.
Right.
There are actually no Borg personnel in the set, so the Borg sit out for a little bit. But they just had a whole expansion named after them, so that's probably okay. But other than that, yeah, there's a lot of let me rephrase. The Borg get no personnel, but the Borg are getting a little bit of help in this set.
That is a cool card for the Borg.
It's funny. I was flipping through pages, and Kyle goes, "Ooh," and points to that one. So the Borg don't totally sit out of the ring on this set. So
wow, it looks good.
So there you go. I hope I've whetted your appetite and not aggravated you too much with being a total tease.
But there will be more and more information.
Yes, I can't promise what will go up next week because I'd be making promises for the web team, and that's not me. But I can tell you that very soon you are going to start to see a lot of more information about Holodeck Adventures on the website.
Great. Good stuff.
So there you have it. We are off to do more things Lord of the Rings-y. And
yeah, believe it or not, for those of you that are interested in Lord of the Rings, which should be pretty much all of you at this point, we are actually the first play test for the Mines of Moria starts today on Friday. So, wow.
Yeah.
The first set just released, and we're already, the next set's already being worked on.
Yeah, so. Not that we're trying to be blasé about the first set, but right now in the office we're like, new cards. so we're off to go play with some of them.
That's right. All right, well, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to everyone next week.